Welcome. Well, that was cool, right?
That was
I
awesome.
love a guitar solo.
Well, that's pretty sweet. Well, uh, welcome to episode number 1 of Eyes on Avs. Yeah, so far, so good. So, yeah, I'm Cam. We got Dave and Eric here for episode number 1, and we're gonna kind of talk a little bit about ourselves and then get into the episode. So, like I said, welcome. This is our first show together. I'm in Oregon. These guys are in Colorado, so that's something a little bit it's different. But as we kind of talked about amongst ourselves before, I've been an Avs fan since before they were the Avs, the Nordiques. So 30 plus years, basically. I grew up playing hockey all over the West Coast, lived in Canada for years playing hockey, played with and against some really awesome former pros and current pros, which is cool. And now I'm just a good old fan who plays adult league and follows along
Yeah,
and
you
cries
do.
that my dream is gone. So that's that's me.
All right.
Hey,
Well, I'm Dave. I've been an Avs fan since I watched the Nordiques a bit. I've been an Avs fan since they moved to Denver. I moved to Denver about 2 months after the Avs won the Cup in '96, and I've been a fan since they moved to Denver. And just a huge hockey fan. Grew up a Blues fan, but I'm all Avs now. I can't skate, so I can't play hockey. Though I've played roller hockey, so there's that. And just absolutely love the sport, love the team, and looking forward to talking Avs with everybody.
Love it.
come on. I love that, Dave. Yeah, I also went through the Avs rehabilitation process and was not originally an Avs fan, but I have seen the light and I am fully fully excited to see them win another cup this year. Um, yeah, my in-laws and my wife are the biggest Avs fans I know, and they just were like, "Hey, you are not liking the best team in the NHL. Let's help you out a little bit." And yeah, I also, Dave, am not a skater, so we're putting all of it on Cam to
All
really
this,
show us how it's done and
all the
walk
skate
us
cup talk
through.
goes to Cam if there are any
Yeah,
questions about skating.
yeah. So
I got
be
you,
ready,
boys.
Cam.
I got you. I got you. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe one day we'll be able to meet up in person. I'll come out for a trip and we can do a little skating, little pickup hockey or something sometime.
I
Yeah,
like
come
it.
on.
My daughter skates, so maybe she could try to teach me. I don't know if that's going to work.
We did talk about trying to once they release the schedule, come into one of the first games in October next year
Yep,
coming
Come
out.
on.
So maybe something that way.
Come on.
perfect.
I'll catch you at the parade in June.
There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah, if they win, well, when they win the cup, I guess I'll see you guys then. Yeah, I'll come
Yeah,
out for
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there we
come
go.
on.
Another
Come on.
another cup right there.
Background
Um,
is failing
yeah,
me.
but yeah, we're just 3 fans of the Avs and who are excited to talk about them, and we're gonna try to go live every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. ish Mountain Time, Colorado time, and yeah, so we're excited. I think first up, Eric has some trivia for all of us based on the potential trophies getting given out soon. So we're gonna kind of figure out what's going on with that, and he's gonna take it with that. So go ahead, Eric.
Let
All
me
right, guys.
jump in, Eric, before you
Come
go.
on.
Anyone watching live, feel free to comment on whether you think we're right, wrong, crazy, got your own ideas for trivia. We'll be glad to talk about what you guys have to say as well.
For sure.
Yes, and most likely you guys are probably right. So yeah, we need your input. So just tell us.
Oh,
Um,
way to suck up to the fans right away. That's smart
yeah,
move.
come on,
Smart
you
move.
got to start strong.
Classy.
So yeah, so hey, we're gonna, obviously we understand that we are starting this podcast at game 81 and a half because it's almost game 82. So let's just play a little catch up right now. I know we are at the end, but let's do a little trivia on who we think is the betting favorite for these awards. Now, no, all 3 of us would say the Avs should be the betting favorite for each. I would find a rookie to put as the Calder, you know, right? But
Friendly
looking
for
based,
Calder.
yeah,
you go.
yeah. Come on, Gavin. Gavin deserves it all. But right now we are answering who we think based off of BetMGM. Hey, sponsor us. Is the betting favorite? Okay, so I will say the award, and then you guys give me who you think is the betting favorite. Feel free to comment too if you get it right. Hey, we might show it off.
We'll
So
send you a prize.
yeah, we'll send you a nice big hug right now.
There you go.
Now,
So
Eric, do you know the answers? Are you already know the answers? Or you're gonna know them later?
I have the answers pulled
Okay,
up.
there
Okay.
So
you go.
or I just wrote what I thought, and we're just going with my best guess.
Someone's like, that is incorrect, Eric. That is
They're
not
like,
the
what are you doing?
Yeah.
So the first one, we'll start off with an easy one. The ones, like I was saying, Calder Trophy. All right. So we're going Calder Trophy based on the betting favorite. All right. I'll give you guys a second to think. As currently constructed, I mean, the Avs are saying, forget those picks and really trying to win now. So we don't have too many dogs in this fight, but there's some other fun people to watch. So, Cam, we'll start with you. Who would you say is your Calder Trophy BetMGM favorite?
Who I would think is going to win and should be the betting favorite. I mean, if he's not, I don't know what's going on with bets. It should be Schaefer.
Yeah.
Dude, not only the fact is he a rookie, he's 18 years old. Like, he's a savage. So, if it's not him, I might just get off the pod and be gone.
I think following on, I mean, repeating what you said, I mean, it's Schaefer. He's the betting favorite, and he's going to win. I'll stake my salary, my Eyes On Avs salary.
Come on. You know what? I'll join you in that. I'll put it on Dave too because I feel so confident. Well, you guys are correct. He is the heavy favorite. And I will tell you, there is no one even close on that. So 1 for 1. Come on. Good job, guys.
There you go.
I'm curious, Eric, throw us a bone. Who's number 2, a distant second?
So I'm looking right now. I just searched it, and it has the first thing it has on here I thought you would enjoy. It says the field is not even close.
Yeah.
Because he is
right.
he is a minus 1,600 on there.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty.
So
that's a big favorite.
Not even close. Not even close. Yeah. All right. Let's do the Norris. All right. We're gonna do Norris. All right. BetMGM. And Dave, we're gonna start with you this time. Who do you know?
I am bad with pronunciation. Sometimes I'm gonna go with an attempted pronunciation of Orensky.
Okay.
From Blue Jackets. I mean, I'm so impressed with the guy. I would like to say Kale. Kale missed some time of late. I think that might have hurt his chances with, again, I'm projecting who I think MGM thinks it is. So I think Kale, I'd probably guess, is second with MGM, and Wierenski is first. What do you guys think of my pronunciation? Am I close?
I think it's Wierenski. I think you're correct. Yeah,
I think that's how I'd say it. So
okay.
I like it.
I don't know if
accurate to me.
I didn't know if it's Wierenski with a V or some such. Anyhow, that's my guess. So let's see what Cam has to say.
All right, Cam.
I hope every trophy isn't the same thing because I was going to say that too. I agree with you. I think Kale's the best overall. We all think that, the best defenseman in the league, but Wierenski, what he's done for the Blue Jackets this year, and I think he's got more points than Makar, and obviously their team isn't as great as the Avs, so I think he'd probably be the number 1 betting favorite, slightly over Makar right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys are correct that Zach Werenski is the betting favorite at a minus 300. Okay. So he is the top. What you guys aren't going to like is who's number 2.
Well,
Hughes?
It's Evan. Bouchard
Ooh,
at the
really?
Oilers. Yes, he is
Wow.
number 2.
I
And
mean,
then,
solid player, but no Kale.
I mean, he has been having his best year
Yeah.
for sure. I think what is a bummer is Kale missing those games, because I think there was so much time mid-season that Zach was having a great season, but Kale was just making everything look easy and matching him. So, yeah, Zach is the betting favorite right now. So, hey, we haven't gotten some Avs love here. Maybe we'll get Avs love on this next one.
Yeah, just circling back to that, I honestly think if Kale doesn't miss his time of late, has a few power play goals, some assists, whatnot, I think he leaps both of those guys and is number 1. But that's woulda, coulda, shoulda, right?
Yeah. And I think one thing I love about the NHL, where you don't see it as much like NBA, is like winter fatigue. Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
bet you our friends at the Nuggets podcast talk about it all the time, where people are just tired of going for Jokic. He's doing amazing things. They're like, okay, can we get someone else? Or
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, the household names here get the respect they deserve a little more in the NHL. I
Yeah.
do think there is a heart incident with Taylor Hall winning that some Avs fans might disagree with me. But I think overall, as much as we hate it, we see some good players and we're like, you know what, they really deserved it. They really earned it, even though they've been around doing it for a while. So, all right, let's go to a fun one. Hart Trophy. We're doing betting favorite here. All right. Betting favorite by BetMGM. Okay. I know what's in our hearts right now. Okay. But Cam, I want to hear who you think.
That's difficult because
This is the fun one.
The same
Yeah.
thing.
Exactly.
I would probably say Kucherov is probably the better betting favorite. McDavid maybe, but Kucherov, I keep hearing his name thrown around, so I'm gonna go with Kucherov. Could be right.
And also, I think Celebrini's out of it because they didn't make playoffs.
If he made the playoffs,
that would have been an argument. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Kucherov.
Yeah, for most of the season, I had Celebrini right there. I had it kind of a 3-way, maybe 4-way race. I mean, we mentioned 4 great players already. Celebrini, yeah. Has anyone ever won the Hart without making the playoffs? I doubt it. Maybe so. Somewhere obscure somewhere. McKinnon is my vote, but it's not my guess for this question. Kucherov or McDavid. They both won Hearts, yeah. I mean, Kucherov's won the Hart once or twice.
Yes.
Once, I think.
I think once.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with MGM has Kucherov. That's where I'm at. And I'll throw in McKinnon is second. That's my guess.
Okay.
You didn't ask that, but I answered it anyway.
I like it. I like it. I like any information's good information. All right, that's not true. BetMGM has Nathan McKinnon still as the favorite, but it is very close. He is a plus 115. And Nikita Kucherov is a very, very close second. And McDavid is right there. So I think my guess is what is helping Nate is his plus minus.
Probably.
Because it is so freaking crazy, like how much higher it is than everyone else. And what annoys me about Nikita Kucherov, he is a freaking great player. Him and his late starts, him and Connor McDavid are the master point procrastinators. They're like, oh, end of the year, let's start. Where I think Nate has just been a continuous, steady, producer for the team. And I think those guys are too. But at the end of the year, they're like, hey, let's have 5-point games like every other game and let's see what people think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad in some ways it's annoying, yes, but in some ways I'm glad they don't have 5-point games all season because then we might not be talking about Nate. But you know what? let's be honest, they don't do it all year. They're probably holding something in the tank. They probably couldn't do it if they started 5 point
Oh,
five
totally.
point games. They'd be fading at the end. That's my guess. So you know what? I love the answer, Nate Dog. All
Neat.
right.
The
go.
dog. He's still got some dog in him.
Yep.
All right,
Oh.
last one. Last one. And I think this will give us a nice little segue into what we're talking about next. Vezina Trophy. All right, so we are going Bet MGM favorite. This one, actually, looking at it, there is a lot of debate on this one. So BetMGM has their favorite, but a lot of people don't really agree with it. Some other betting sites have other people on this. So I do have an answer for you, but if you look at other betting websites, you may see someone else at the top. So we're just going BetMGM, but I will let you know if your guess may be a favorite in some other betting sites. So I think Dave, I think you're first. No, yeah,
Well,
let's go with
Yeah,
Dave. I like Dave.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll go. Vasilevsky's having a great year. In my family, we like to call it. Well, I don't know. It's just me and my family that calls him Vaseline. And you know what? I'm going to keep calling him Vaseline. Swayman's had a good year. Sorokin's had a great year. Wedgie, he's got to be in the mix. Logan Thompson. So I'm just naming goalies and not answering your question.
Hey, I like it though. Let's see how far. Just keep going.
I am going to pick. I think it'll be one of those guys for sure. It's got to be. I'm going Sorokin. That's my guess. That's what I think MGM has picked. I'm not sure I would pick him, but that's what I'm going with.
All right.
Solid.
Cam.
Again, I wouldn't pick these guys as we had this conversation, what we're going to talk about soon, but I think Vazzy has the most wins in the league. I want to say it's 39 wins right now, and I think he's in the top 8 of goals against and save percentage. So I'm going to go with Vasilevsky as the betting favorite according to MGM. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Of course,
Okay.
throwing some ads talk in. Wedgie is tops in save percentage and goals against. Is that
Yes,
right?
correct. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he's shared a lot of time, obviously, with Blackwood, and so, anyways,
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
staying with Sorokin.
All right. So the BetMGM lean is Vassy. He is the BetMGM favorite, but the main challenger is Sorokin and multiple
okay.
other betting. So you guys
Good
just
job.
know your stuff. I love this. You guys killed trivia time.
So
But
obviously we know what we're talking about. That's good.
yeah, come on. See, guys, we know what we're doing here. We're
We
not
killed it
complete crazies.
conversationally, but I got 2 wrong. Cam got
Well, it's
one
all
wrong.
close. At least we're in the ballpark, you know.
No, you guys knew it was up. I like it. But I mean, as we're talking about this, one thing that we wanted to quickly, maybe not quickly, hit here for a little bit is in a lot of the Vezina races, one of the best goalies is not talked about, and that is our good friend, Mr. Wedgewood, part of the Lumberyard. And all of us feel very offended by this. So let's just kind of riff here for a little bit and talk.
I think what we
What's
need
our
to
problem?
do is chant. We need to chant for Wedgewood. Wedgie, Wedgie,
Wedgie.
Anytime I'm at an Avs game and we get the wedgie chant going, I'm always giving some nice like wedgie tugs while I'm chanting it, you know, just really so people can understand who I'm cheering for.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But yeah, let's spend some time and kind of talk about it. I know Cam, before we even jumped on here, you came in fired up, ready to kind of throw some things that Wedgewood is doing well. And hey, we're a little mad about it. Cam, give me some info about Wedgewood.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure like you guys, I check the stats daily of points and all that stuff. And I just checked again, and Wedgewood still has the top save percentage and goals against average. And so, like I said, Vasilevsky has 39 wins. Wedgie has 30. It's not like he's got 20. He's within 9, and I think the other guys above him are like 32 wins, 33. So it's not like he's way behind. And what was it, a few years ago when Swayman and Ullmark shared the net in Boston and Ullmark won the Vezina? They split a lot of the games and he won the Vezina. So it's not unheard of to like split time. And the fact that he has 30 wins, and again, like I said, he's leading in both the major categories. And I think the Vezina Trophy is best goalie of that year.
Right.
I mean, he's played unreal. Like,
yeah.
You guys have watched the games just like I have. He's still on his head. And when Blackwood was hurt at the beginning of the year, and he was basically playing every night, and they were winning, obviously. Yeah. He's looked amazing, and he's kept it up. He hasn't faltered. Like, as soon as Blackwood came back, I mean, it would make sense he wasn't playing as much. Maybe he lost.
Really?
You'd lose a little bit, because you're not in the groove as much anymore. But, I mean, he looks good to me. And so, hear what you guys think. He should win the Vezina. I mean, according to everything but the wins.
He should win the Vezina. And whether he does or doesn't, I mean, it'd be great to have the recognition. I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll win the Conn Smythe, right? Oh, I don't know if I should say that at this point. But, the sense of I get watching on TV or at the games, the sense I get is that the team is ultra confident in Wedgie when he's out there.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this, I don't like saying it, but I feel like sometimes they aren't sure what they're going to get from Blackwood. And I love Blackwood, and I think he's great. And yesterday he was great, and hopefully that continues. But Wedgewood instills confidence in the team. I believe that makes everybody play better. He just always seems calm. I mean, I rarely ever see him flailing at a puck or whatever, or out of position is something obviously he's not going to be doing. It's whether he wins the Vezina or not, I'm ultra confident in him leading the Avs deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's like, okay, Vezina, he's not in it. He's splitting the net, whatever. I'm not happy about it, but okay, let's put that on the shelf right now. But I remember, what game was I watching? It had to be an ESPN one, and PK Subban was talking. Great guy. I bet, he's cool. But, I hate how often they say that the Avs' weakness is the goaltending. I mean,
I hear it too.
Yeah. It used to be.
Huh?
It used to be. Not now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're far away from, Forgiev and all of those issues and things like that. Like, that was a major problem. But I think McFarland did a great job when he said, hey, this is an issue. We're going to get a good backup. We're going to go, spend some picks to get a good goalie. And I think Blackwood played great last year, and he's had some good games this year. But I think we don't realize how often, getting in camps and starting off on the right foot, starting off healthy, getting back into groove, how hard it can be for these athletes. And I think we're seeing a very real effect for Blackwood. But I think in that too, we found a really awesome gem of seeing Wedgewood step in and do something that we haven't seen from him in his career, and really step up in his maturity, in his knowledge of the game and how he approaches it and those kind of things. And I don't feel that it is as much of a worry. I think, if anything, which I don't even know if we'll see it in the playoffs, I think a lot of times when the Avs defensive structure and the goalies really had bad games, it was always them looking, a little ahead on the schedule. Like that Vancouver game not too long ago, where you're like, hey, do we have a goalie in net? What's going
Well,
on there?
Yeah, the problem
they were
that game was
looking
our defense decided they were going to take the day off. So that
exactly
was
to
the
get
main
ready
problem.
for the next game.
Yeah.
To get ready
Well,
for the
I think it
big
was
game.
a few games ago when Blackie was playing that exact same thing. The Avs just weren't trying.
Yes.
I think they scored 3 or 4 goals. It might have been that game in like the
Yeah.
first period, and there's nothing Blackwood could do. I mean,
Yes.
it was a 2-on-1 tick side to side every goal. I'm like, that's not on the goalie, you know. That's the
Right.
Avs being like, oh, it's the Canucks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I think unfortunately, like don't get me wrong, there has been some games where I'm watching Blackwood behind my hands like, "Oh my gosh, is this happening?" But also, I think there has been a lot of times where they know the schedule, they know who they need to really key in and lock on because the next game playing Dallas, they had a 2-0 game. They had one of the best defensive, gritty games. And because of the tandem thing, Wedgewood happened to be in net. Now, I think I would have preferred Wedgewood over Blackwood, but I think also the schedule really did Blackwood a little bit of a disservice in the sense of I think everyone looked at the Canucks and went, why aren't the Eagles playing this game?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just
I want to riff on the Wedgewood and Blackwood, the lumberyard combination. I've heard the same things on ESPN and TNT. The Avs have a goaltending problem. They don't. The thing I'm looking forward to in the playoffs, I think Wedgewood. I mean, I don't think I'm saying anything that revolutionary here. Wedgewood will be the number one. But you know what? If he needs a day off, if he gets nicked up, if he gets hurt, if he has a bad game, which I don't think he will, Blackwood coming in, I'm fine with that. I'm not worried about that. I think Blackwood will get some games in the playoffs due to whatever circumstance comes up, and I don't have any doubts he'll be getting wins. So I feel good about it.
I just feel so confident after like our goaltending, whatever condition we're in. I just remember beating a Winnipeg Jets team with Alexander Georgiev. And I remember that first game was like a barn burner. They were like, hey, let's all score goals. You know what I mean? But they rallied, and I think we've had one of the like defensive cores we've had in a while that feel really confident, even with like Burns's kind of little weird little thing and Taser's weird little thing where they were struggling. Like when they're dialed in, I'm like, hey, I really trust those 6 guys back there, even if you want to add, the 7th one. Like I really trust the guys we have that I think we can tighten up, and really any inconsistencies or weaknesses in our goalies like will not be felt. Like I think we can cover those up strong enough that if they're dialed in and not looking, who are we playing next or what's the next game looking like, I think they can be a torment for anyone, like defensively. Like we're second, I think first or second in defense right now. So like,
well, and I think it goes to show. You guys said going on. I played high level or whatever, but there's a lot to say in the locker room when you're getting ready to play and you have confidence in your goalie. Because I think the last few years with Georgiev and all the other goalies we played, in the back they'll never say it, but in the back of your head, we have to score 5 goals tonight to win the game. To where now, like Dave was saying, like I think they trust Wedgewood a little bit more than Blackwood, but
hot end, yep.
But they still are like going into whoever's in there. They're not going, okay, guys, we better score 4, 6, 7 goals tonight, or we're screwed. Like if they only score 2 goals, they're confident of like we're gonna still win this game. And even if they score a couple, how many times this year when, I mean, I'm guilty of it. They got down like 2-0 or 3-0, and I'm like, well, it's not our night. And then you're sitting there watching it still, and then it's 3-1, and then Wedgewood stands at 3-3 now. Now it's 5-3, and we come back and win because they don't give up because they're like, okay, we're back in the net. We got it, guys. There's no like they're confident in who's back there and they can play their game instead of being on edge.
Totally.
It's like, if we give up 2-on-1, we're going to lose this game. Like, they can just focus and play, and that's deadly for the playoffs for us. So I like it.
Mhm.
Now I know Dave, he sounded pretty confident in this. I guess I'm gonna just ask it so we can talk about it a little. All right. So playoffs are obviously knocking on the door here. Do we feel confident? Two questions. Do we feel confident that they're starting Wedgewood? Or
I do.
is Bednar the loyal guy and he's gonna give the guy that they're giving the higher paycheck to and give it to Blackwood? And then question number 2, are we going tandem or are we just gonna ride Wedgewood all the way to
Yeah. I've thought about
wherever?
that. And I don't know the last time a team has gone tandem in the playoffs.
I know.
Was it Boston? I don't know. Did they do it?
I don't think
I
they
think-
did. Remember, that was the debate of they rode Allmark and then they were losing and then
Yeah.
And then they fell
flip-flop,
apart.
so
Yep.
they said they should have just stuck with one, and
Right.
they won the series. But
Yeah. So I don't think Bednar is. I think he's a traditionalist. I think he's gonna
Do too.
ride the hot guy. He's gonna ride the guy that everybody knows is number one right now. Blackwood was brought in as the number one. He gets paid more money. Wedgewood has outplayed him for whatever reason, for whatever reasons. I think Blackwood has suffered some from the schedule, some from his defense, letting him down on some occasions, I've thought. Whatever reason, I think Wedgewood will be the guy. I think Bednar will ride this guy and spot in. I think Blackie will spot in for a game here, game there, whether Wedgewood's nicked up or who knows, tired, just needs a break. I could see that, but I see coming right back to Wedgewood. I don't see anything like bouncing back and forth or playing matchups. I don't personally see that. So, what do you guys see?
Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping that he plays Wedgewood. Like, I don't know if he would be like, oh, Blackwood was supposedly the number one guy. Let's start him. Common sense would be like, Wedgie's played better all year. We should go with him. And there shouldn't be a issue with being tired because they split the net the last, 3-4 months since Blackwood's been back. So he should be fresh and he's playing better. And I don't think he'd have a short leash. I would assume he's going to be playing every game depending on the game. Now, if they lose 2-1, 3-2, whatever, no big deal.
Shake it
But
up.
if he gets shellacked 5-zip or looks terrible, then you put Blackie in. But that's the nice thing. If he is off, you have that number 2 who's like a 1A, 1B situation. But I think it should be Wedgie. He's got the swagger. Anytime I watch interviews with him or he's out and about, and he just looks like so happy to be there and relaxed. And for a goalie, that's crazy to say. Like, I'd be like wasting away. Like, I have to play a game tonight. But he looks like he's enjoying Denver and he loves it there. And like, he's just like, this is like free money. Like, I'm living the dream, man. Like,
right, he's been a journeyman his career, and now all of a sudden, whoa! I may be the number one guy. I don't know that Bednar's ever said, or anyone's ever said explicitly, Wedgie's the number one, but I sure think everybody feels it. It can't be just me and the three of us.
Totally.
But I'm curious, Eric. Do you think differently? Are you thinking Blackie's going to be the guy?
No, I'm with you guys. I'm on the boat where I do think it's Wedgewood. I think if we would have had just a couple more, I think if the Canucks game doesn't happen or Blackwood has a few quality starts, I think because Bednar is who he is, I think he would have been like, hey, thanks, Wedgewood. You've done a lot, but we got to go with our starter. We got to go with our guy we signed for 5 years or whatever it was and go there. But I think because we've really yet like seen him put together a couple of games where you're like, oh, he feels good. There's always that one game in between where you're like, and then he has like a good game. So I think because of that, I think because of Bednar, he's gonna ride the hot hand and keep going with Wedgewood. Here's the funny thing though, in that I could see him if we are we don't know playoffs. We'll get to that in a bit. Like if they're playing the Kings that aren't really an offensive juggernaut, maybe he throws in Blackwood just to keep him toasty, keep him going, and then go right back to Wedgewood for those hot button games like that. I don't know. This is very fandom Eric, not strategic coaching Eric.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I could see Bednar doing something like that, not because Wedgewood's crazy, but maybe just hey, let's keep this tandem stuff as much as we can.
Yeah,
and
that
maybe
sort of fits a little bit with what I was meaning to say. If Wedgewood was tired, more so keep him from getting tired and spot
Exactly.
Blackwood in for him. And I think that fits along there. Yeah, I could definitely see him spotting in. Obviously, I really feel like it's a 1A, 1B situation anyway, like you were saying, Cam.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So
I think
basically,
round
to
2 and on.
summarize this whole thing, we think that Wedgewood should be the Vezina Trophy winner.
yes, I think that's
yeah.
the
All
summary.
that's to say.
Okay.
Give it to him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We're on the same page with that. Yeah.
I love it. I think, but I mean, realistically, round 2 and on, it's really hard to go tandem. Like, so I don't, maybe
especially if
round 1,
somebody's hot. If somebody's hot, you're going to take him out of the net? No way.
Yeah.
Like, I think what happened in the cup run in 2022 where Darcy goes out and our backup comes in and plays fantastic. Like, we were going to ride Kemper all the way to the cup if he hadn't gotten hurt. Like, as much as I loved, Pavel, Francouz, I always pronounced it wrong. Francois? He's still beloved in our heart, even if I can't pronounce names ever well. But like, he would have never gone in if Darcy didn't get hurt. You know what I mean? But knowing that he was ready to go and we could count on him helped a lot. So you just never know how playoffs. It's tough on the body. It's the hardest championship for a reason. So
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of playoffs, before we dive into the playoff preview, you guys want to discuss the recent Avs games of how they're looking leading into the playoffs?
Oh yeah,
how they're playing and doing and vibing,
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I was so happy to see Cale come back yesterday. I think we all were.
For sure.
The talk was even at the beginning when he was first out, I had heard that he would have played if it was a playoff game. So that stretch, really, he wasn't 100%, but could have played. I think it was great. It wasn't great for his Norris chances, but it was great for cup chances, right, to get him rested. I thought he looked incredible last night. I think some had him as first star of the game. I think that's fair. I'd probably have him as first star of the game. Defense looked great. I thought we really, it seemed to me that we were sort of favoring defense yesterday and that we were just kind of floating around a little bit in the offensive zone, which I was okay with. Maybe in the back of some of the forwards' minds, they're like, hey, let's not get too crazy and get injured. But you obviously still got to play. The best way to get injured is to actually, physically let up. So I don't think they physically let up, but they stayed skating around. It was a glorified scrimmage, I thought, sort of for the offense. Defense, I thought was great, and it was good to see Blackwood solid. So that was my take on yesterday. The defense in the previous game, I thought that left a little bit to be desired. Amazing that Edmonton really needed to win that game, and they were unable to do so, even when we had nothing to play for. I was not expecting that at all. I didn't expect that result. We just, were too much to handle. So last two games, I'm feeling good. we got the Kraken up next, and we'll see what happens there. But what are you guys thinking?
Go for it, Eric.
I don't know this off the top of my head, but I would love to know. I mean, something that was crossing my mind, just keeping an eye on the game yesterday, was how early, like, has it, like, how many President Trophy winners, like, what's the most amount of meaningless games they've had and how they approach them? Because I agree with you, Dave. I think it was very much a defensive, like, hey, we're just going to lock in, make this game rough, but not really do anything to hurt any of our players and things like that, which felt totally different than like the Vegas game not too long ago, where they felt like, hey, we have something to prove going up against these guys. And even Edmonton, like, it left a little, to be desired, but also like I felt a little like they're trying to say, hey, even though we got nothing to play for, we're going to make your life miserable. So that's kind of what keeps like floating around in my brain. Like, I know this team is very no drama, outside noise, don't really care about awards and things like that of what they tell us. But it's very interesting to me to look at these games and be like, okay, this is like the third time you've played Calgary in like, who knows, like 2 weeks, 10 days, something like that. Like,
and you beat them 9-2 last time.
You beat them 9-2. You beat them handily the last game. Like, what is their mindset going into this game? And even putting Kale back in, like, obviously, the rust versus rest thing of like, we want to make sure our players are dialed in, but we also need to be smart of ramping up into the playoffs, giving people different like maintenance days, things like that. I think that's what kind of kept jumbling around in my brain. Like, I was honestly kind of expecting them to lose the last like 3 or 4 games just because they were going to tinker. I thought like we were, and maybe that's even because Bednar's hurt, because who knows if he's still seeing like pucks around his head, things
Me
like that.
personally, I was telling a friend the other day, I would have just brought up the entire Eagles team, lock, stock, and barrel, and said, "All right, put on Avs sweaters and go skate." But that's me.
Yeah, so that's kind of like what I felt, because I've definitely felt the gears come down. They're not, in fifth gear. They've throttled down a little bit, but also still feel a level of like competitiveness. We're not gonna just, puke up these games and hope we get an LA Kings team or whoever, because they could literally play anyone in the Pacific still. Like, I think any of them could go to wild card too still.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's very interesting to see kind of how they're managing it. I think they're doing a pretty decent balance of keeping their guys fresh, locked in, but also, hey, if we win this game, great. If we don't, we're still working on the stuff we need to.
Yeah,
for sure. I think like you're talking about, like Dave was saying, resting people for the playoffs, and then like how meaningful. I think this year is the best case scenario, because if you guys remember when Boston won the President's Trophy a few years ago and they got smoked in the first round, they were so far ahead the whole year, which the Avs were too, but then we all know they faltered. I think that's the best thing that could have happened, because the last couple weeks they were still playing for the division title, the President's Trophy, so they were wanting home ice, so they were still trying to win games.
Yes.
And it's just been the last like 3 games where like, okay, we got the President's Trophy, we won the division, which is good, because that's only like 3 or 4 games that don't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. Like Parker Kelly, I think it was last night, was saying like game 81, it's kind of hard to slog through
Exactly.
this. We got one more and they got to ramp up for the playoffs. But I know that like McKinnon wants to play every game, but they want to. It's the balance, like you're talking about. You want to stay sharp, but you don't want to do anything nuts. Like don't go too crazy. But I think it's been the best case scenario of like you had the Flames and the Oilers, and now you got the Kraken, which they're not that great right now either. And who knows what the lineup's going to look like tomorrow? I don't know who they're going to rest. If Mac's going to sit out, the Rocket Richard's pretty much locked up. But the fact that they have only had a few meaningless games leading the playoffs is good because they're fresh.
Exactly.
Knock on wood, pretty much everyone's should be back healthy. Kadri he'd be playing. I don't know about Manson. I don't know if you guys have heard anything, if he's
I haven't.
what is going on with him, if he would be playing if it was playoffs, but hopefully he's okay. But I think it's the perfect storm. I think we got our goalies. Everyone's relatively healthy. We've been fighting pretty much every game minus the last week, so we should be ramping up for the playoffs.
Yeah, the rumor I had heard was that Kadri was hoping to be back for the playoffs. Have you heard anything more recently like he is going to be?
I heard the same thing from, I think Bednar maybe said it, that if it was the playoffs, same with KO, he'd be playing.
Okay.
So I think it's probably just like, hey man, just you'll play when the playoffs start. But I highly doubt he'll be in tomorrow night, but I could be wrong, but I don't think he'd be playing.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love a little tune-up game for him because I feel like he has been playing well. I love having Kadri back. We immediately saw it on the power play. But I also feel like we haven't fully unlocked him yet. Like he hasn't fully erupted. So I hate like him missing and him jumping right into playoff hockey. But I would rather have him.
If anybody can do it, he can. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it.
The one most likely to be able to jump in and hit top gear immediately and start contributing, maybe even more so than he has done at the end of the regular season.
Yeah. And the nice thing about him, which is like when we got him back from Calgary, which you guys saw, you could, if he's a little rusty, plug him on the fourth line and move him up the lineup, wing, center, whatever. Like
I love that.
So like he could be like, hey, put me on the fourth line to start. Let me get my feet and hands back, and then put me up the lineup or whatever. And that's nice for Gabe's kind of the same way, first line, second line, whatever you want to do. A lot of those guys are actually.
Yeah.
You can put
it seems like Natchez and McKinnon are the only ones locked in anywhere.
Yeah.
Other lines move around.
The depth is
nice. I mean it is really nice, and it's really cool to see Kadri I think like his first stint here being like just a dependable, top six guy. And I think here just seeing him a little more, like you guys are saying, kind of Swiss Army knife and kind of just helping give a little spunk, a little jump to whatever line he's in. And it's so cool to see that with our lines, like you guys were saying, with depth and just having Parker Kelly 20 goal scorer, in the Mayhem Tasmanian Devil line, just wreaking havoc, but also like, hey, we can score too, guys. Don't forget about that. So it is really exciting.
We're going to need that in playoff time.
Oh, brother. We're going to need it.
You got to have all the lines scoring.
Yeah.
Yes,
we need. Which speaking of that, to end up the last little bit of the show here, playoff preview, which, as you guys know, it's not set who we're playing yet. I think there's still 4 teams in the running of who we could be playing. So I don't know if you guys want to talk about who you want to play first, who you think we will play, who we match up against best. You kind of take it away how you want to go about playoff preview style.
For some reason, I think we're going to play the Kings. I mean, obviously, it could be any of those teams in the Pacific. But I think it's going to be the Kings. I will say I don't have a preference for who we play. I think it's going to be a steamroller. Is it going to be like we did to Nashville in the Cup run? I'm not sure it's going to be quite. I don't know that it's going to be a sweep. It might be a gentleman's sweep, right? 4-1 might allow one in their building. I think the Kings are, if it is the Kings, I think a number of these teams are more prepared to play a good series and win a game than Nashville was that year, several years back. But I honestly don't have a preference. I don't know. Maybe you guys think we might play a different team. I think their goaltending is okay. I think I just think they're kind of not that interesting up and down the lineup.
Yeah,
Not worried
totally.
about them. And for whatever reason, I just can't get the Kings out of my mind as that's going to be the team we play. Maybe it's because my daughter lives out in LA and she's going to hopefully get to go to a game. Maybe that's
Come
one
on.
reason I think it's
Sneak
the
them
Kings.
in.
Nice.
Yeah. You got to go see family, Dave. You just
Yeah,
got to go see family. It's part
that's
of what you
right.
do.
Yep. So that's me. That's kind of where I'm at. I think the first round is a bit of a cakewalk for us, no matter who it is. What do you guys think?
So I'm looking at the standings. Let me see if I can help you out, Cam. So in the Pacific, Vegas looks locked into that
Yeah,
one.
sure.
They have 93 points.
Yeah.
And they have a game left. So I think Edmonton can technically catch them, and they have more regulation wins. So they can still take the one, but Anaheim and the Kings have 90 points. And if Edmonton were to lose their last game, I don't know who they're playing. Both Anaheim and the Kings can jump them. And there is a scenario where Edmonton does end up in wild card 2, I believe. So with that,
Canucks are at the Oilers tomorrow.
So that should be.
that should hey, maybe there's an 8-6 game in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, with that information, Cam, like, who would you like to play?
So I will say this. I know that Dave was calling him Mick regular season, which he has not won the cup. Yes. But he is a psychopath. Like, he does.
Draisaitl might be back.
And Draisaitl. If there's any team that I do not want to play in the first, besides Dallas and Minnesota, which we don't have to worry about them until the next round.
Yeah.
Out of these teams, it would be the Oilers, just for the fact that even though we're a juggernaut, we have the depth, we have the two good goalies, we have seen time and time again, especially Draisaitl and McDavid, the whole rest of their team could be in the corner eating spaghetti, not even playing, and it's just those two guys, and they score 6 goals in a game. Like, they're that good. Will that happen? Could it happen? I don't see it because I think the Avs are so locked in of like, we're going to beat anybody down who's in front of us. But that little bit of McDavid just being like, 11 years in the league, I still haven't won a cup. I don't care. I'm just going to blow by everyone and score these crazy goals. That's who I do not want to see in the first round. Out of the other 3, because I think the Mammoth are still in the running for whatever wild card spot. I don't really have a preference out of those 3. I think Dave is correct with whoever we play minus the Oilers. That's probably going to be a sweep or gentleman's sweep. They'll probably get one in their barn, riled up for the playoffs, home crowd. They might steal one, but we should take the first round. And I like that we pushed through and got the division crown because I really, really did not want to play Minnesota down. It's kind of like college football.
We did not want that.
Schedule the Montana State Community College for your first game. You whoop up on them. You're like, okay, we're good. And then you go play Ohio State, That's kind of Minnesota Dallas for me of like, let's get through the first round, work out the kinks, get the PP running good, and then take on whoever comes out of that series, which I hope it's 7 games and they just kill each other. I'm hoping that
7 games, everyone's double overtime.
Yes, that we come in fresh and just go. So out of I don't really have a preference as long as we hopefully avoid the Oilers because that is kind of anything can happen technically with that. So
I have a prediction to make, and we'll revisit it next Wednesday on same bat time and bat channel. I predict Draisaitl does not come back. I haven't heard anything.
Really? Okay.
That's a hot take.
Makes me think he's coming back. I don't know if you guys have. I just have a feeling. And also, by the way, I don't want him to come back because he's damn good.
Yes.
And he could turn the Oilers into something they haven't been really over the last few weeks. So that's my prediction. We'll revisit it next week.
That's a hot take. I heard he was in Europe getting treatment, so you never know.
Yeah, and I think he was back at the most recent games, just sitting around eating some popcorn. So who knows? I'm kind of in the same boat as you guys. I think I'm not scared of Anaheim. I'm not scared of the Kings. Anaheim's been on like going down the toilet drain, like how bad they are. I know the playoffs change everything. Everyone's 0-0. but not scared of Anaheim, not scared of the Kings. I think we can pull it out. I think Edmonton, we can beat them.
Yes.
What I don't like is they will make it a 6-game series. I feel like Dave said, with the Kings, we will have a nice shaking of hands as they're driving back to LA in 5 games. I feel like Edmonton, just because of how they are, like you were saying, Cam, like Connor McDavid will say, you know what, let's have a lot of points today and cause havoc, where they will stretch it out. And the gauntlet we were trying to avoid, we jump right into it a little earlier than we want to. So that is kind of where I'm like, I would prefer to get the Kings or get Anaheim and avoid the Edmonton thing. I'm looking right now. The other team I did not want to play, but I think we're okay, is the Mammoth. I don't know what it is. Back when they were the Coyotes, even now,
Yeah.
we beat them. But when we lose, we're all like, I'm not mad, but I'm scratching my head at what the heck just happened. And I don't want that fluky stuff in the playoffs. So if we could just avoid all of Utah, which I think we will the first round, like, have fun, Vegas or Edmonton. Like, go struggle with them and have the fluky game with them. So, yeah.
It's something about their defensive structure, like, and it also goes. I've played it many times of when you're the Avs and you're the top of the mountain, and it could be playing. Same thing happened with the Blackhawks a ton of times. It's like it's their Stanley Cup. They play way above their ability, and like they play so well because it's the Avs, and I think that's kind of, especially when it was the Coyotes days when they were good. It seemed like it would always either we beat them or they beat us 3-2 in a shootout or some crazy thing.
Yes.
Like 11-40. I'm like, what is going on? But the game of their life, because it's the Avs.
Yes.
So.
We win like 2-1, but we've like had 50 shots on goal, and we're like, how do we only have 2 goals and beat them that? Like, I just don't want that frustration. Like, the playoffs have enough of that. Let's avoid them. Let's have the Kings.
Let's just do Kings or Ducks. You know what? I mean, okay, so I lied. All right, I prefer Kings or Ducks. All right, I tried to make it sound like I wasn't afraid of anybody.
Yeah,
I think we can beat them.
Yeah,
I'm with you, Dave. We can beat anyone.
Yeah,
but
the Oilers. I think there's some guys on that team that are fatigued from the last 2 seasons going to the finals and losing. McDavid's not one of them. He's hardcore, full steam, but I'm not sure up and down the lineup they're ready to do it again. And I think they're thinking it's not their year. Their goaltending is a little suspect in my mind. So I'm not. I think we can outscore them even if McDavid has a 5-point night.
Yeah. I'm with you. I've seen the last 2 years. Suspect, like, literally, I think we've all said the same thing the last 2 years about him. Suspect goalie. Okay, good luck, Leon. Good luck, Connor. You guys are going to have to do it by yourself. And it bites them in the butt at the very end. Somehow they have this weird juju over Dallas that they get past them too. So I'm like, we can beat them, but I just don't. I would like a nice, good, easy first round because we've earned it. Dang it, we've earned it.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah.
So,
I think we're locked and loaded. Like, we've all made the good points. I like the health of the guys. The team's looking good. We had a solid year. We battled all year long. We have 2 good goalies, which since the cup run, that's been our biggest issue is the goaltending. There's confidence all up and down the lineup. We have the depth. We have guys waiting in the wings. Like Dave was saying, Brindley. I love Gavin Brindley.
I know.
And I feel bad for him because hopefully he won't play. Because if he doesn't play, that means we've not had any issues.
Exactly.
But he's freaking good too. So
yeah, the depth is really, really, really amazing. We have any number of guys we can bring in and feel confident in. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I saw on Instagram, I think it was after all the NCAA stuff. I think the Avs signed a guy from Michigan or something.
Yeah, TJ Hughes, right?
Yeah, and he's a beast. But
Yeah.
I was looking in the comments and everybody was like, "Bro, you should have signed somewhere else. You're not going to get to play. You're not going to get taught. You should have figured out how to go anywhere else." And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, bud. You're going to just get the same seats I do. So enjoy." But exciting for him, and
you never know. Brindley got a good number of games with injuries and whatnot going on.
Yeah, totally.
You never know. He could come in and get some time.
I want to do one last point, kind of playoffs, and sum it up before we kind of end this whole thing off. Bring it up because it is kind of a big deal. But what do you guys think about Brent Burns? He's been in the league for 20 plus years. He's 40-41. He's kind of the 2001 Ray Bourque of the team. He came to Avs. He hasn't won a cup. He's been good, and we're loaded. And I don't know if Gabe would do it, but it's kind of that moment of like, if we win, would Gabe
going to him
but I mean, they're kind of playing a little extra something for him because he's been in the league and everyone loves him. Everybody's like, I love Burns.
Loves him.
He's the best.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of have that little extra every time you go to the game. You see him sitting over there.
Yeah.
20 plus years, the big beard, the big man. I mean, I would be like, I'm going to go through a wall for Dave. I'm going to get Dave that cup. That's what I would do.
Let's get Dave a cup.
Every year they have their motto. In 2001, it was Mission 16W.
Yep.
And then, a bunch of other mottos that I don't recall, but this one, it should be win it for Burnsy.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that motto.
Yep.
Yes.
I agree.
I think knocking on wood here. I think after Gabe is holding it up as stated, I think the first person that's getting it is definitely Burnsy and probably Brock Nelson next.
Big bad Brock.
So I think we have some guys on the team that really give the boost of, hey, let's win it for them. They've been in it, and I think we still have enough experience and got some experience like from Nick Waugh, who won it with Vegas as a grinder, as a third or fourth line guy. So I think we have a good balance of like new hunger with Marty, has always been really close, but not quite there. Some old guys that, are at the end or getting close to the end. I think Brock's got a few years. The old man never quits. But I think we got a good balance.
I think Burns has some more time, and I hope they bring him back next year. I think they will.
They love that veteran third line D-man. Like he is our Jack Johnson, our EJ, like veteran presence. Like, hey, let's get that guy that kind of calms down that back end and tells them what to do, which is nice.
Yeah. There's like I said, I'm going back to the perfect storm of everything, but this kind of ties in. There's three types of teams, like when you come to the playoffs. So you have the close-knit team that maybe they don't have the skill, but they're close together and they play really well. You have the skilled team, but they're not super close, so they don't make it all the way because they're not the team. And then you have what every cup that has been won by the Avs, and it's this year again too. You have the skill, you have the close-knit team, combine them, and it's the perfect storm of like, I know these guys. I mean, I'm not in the locker room, but from interviews and body language, they're close, and then they're freaking good. Combine that close-knit team, and you have the skill, and that's deadly combo. And I'm stoked. I'm stoked for the playoffs. It's
hell yeah.
Yeah, we should really win the cup. That's good happen.
Yeah, and I think something a little better even than last year. I know last year they, flipped a bunch of stuff, got a bunch of guys, and kind of made a good little push. And I think a lot of them thought they should have won it all last year. I think they should have as well.
Yeah.
I think this year what's really nice is they've had the skill since the very beginning of the season. They didn't have to do some crazy overhaul because I think there was a few guys last year that were good, had the skill, but they didn't have that full out meshing where I would just see it like Charlie Coyle. I think he was really good and a good pickup, but there were moments where I would see him. Like I just think of during the Dallas series where Nate is ripping him, like angry about, letting a puck go through the middle during the PK and is just ripping him about something. And you kind of see Charlie Coyle just go like, yeah, whatever. Like kind of I've heard this song and dance. I know what I'm doing. Like, he didn't say that or I just saw moments like that where I was like, "Oh, they're not as tight knit as they need to be."
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
and
think this
also
year
they had the the nuclear bomb thrown at them when they're like, one of your best players, Rantanen, is gone now.
yes,
Towards the end of
yes,
the
like stuff
season.
like that.
I don't
Yeah.
think they ever recovered from that.
It hung over 'em.
camaraderie-wise, locker room wise, etc. Didn't have anything like that this year, so that's another thing that sets him up for a run.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes, less drama, like Cam just hit on the head, like just tighten it. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone has heard the messaging from the beginning. And Kadri and Wah, like Kadri's jumped in and he knows what the messaging is because of he's been there with Bednar. And I think Wah has, championship experience with Vegas that he's like, hey, I know what it takes to win. And I think being a fourth line guy coming over, he's like, I know the nitty gritty things you have to do to win. And I think that's just the things that give me a little more ease and just trust this team to like ruin any other team's day.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I like it. Boys. It has a solid breakdown of everything and a solid first show and about a good time too. But yeah. Thanks. I didn't see the comments. I don't know if there's comments.
I was monitoring the comments. A couple of my friends made stupid comments that we're not going to address. Yeah, so we'll look for more comments next year. Next year? How about
next week?
Let's
do next week.
Next part of the year, as in the postseason part of the year. There you go.
Come on.
I saved myself.
Yeah.
Next week. And yeah, it's been awesome, guys. I'm going to hit this end stream button and see if the outro plays, if it's set up. Otherwise, thanks for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow. This is Eyes on Avs.
Thank you, guys.
Later.